Hello and welcome, friends, to the Hard Facts Plus. Today we are going to examine what the Congress AAP Pact in Haryana could mean for you, the voter. I'm going to begin with a series of questions. What kind of opposition do we, the people, deserve? What kind of opposition does our democracy deserve? An opposition that is so ethically compromised that it lacks the moral fiber to hold the ruling party to account? Or an opposition that has normalized corruption to such an extent that when it is voted to power, it thinks nothing of using its time in office to serve itself rather than the people who elected them? There wouldn't have been any need to pose these fundamental questions had the Congress party not virtually sealed a seat-sharing deal with the Aam Aadmi Party ahead of the Haryana Assembly polls. The deal between the Congress and the AAP is full of contradictions, but beyond that, full of ethical compromises. First, the Congress has already been driven out by the AAP in Delhi. It makes little sense why the grand old party would be so keen to raise AAP to the level of an equal in Haryana. A few months ago, it was saying that its tie-up with AAP for the Lok Sabha elections was only going to be restricted to the Lok Sabha elections. It was not going to extend to any of the state elections. Remember, the AAP won less than the votes polled by Nota in the last Haryana Assembly elections. Second, the AAP has been vilified ad nauseum by Congress stalwarts, some going to the extent of calling it the most corrupt party. On the 2nd of September 2024, just a few days ago, Delhi Congress President justified the arrest of Aam Aadmi Party MLA and former chairman of Delhi Waqf Board, Amanatullah Khan, by the Enforcement Directorate. Yes, the same Enforcement Directorate that the Congress has a problem. The senior Congress leader said it is an example of the, quote, deep-rooted corruption and cheating prevalent in the AAP government, unquote. In March 2023, Congress leader Alka Lamba said, and I quote, if a list of corruption cases of the Aam Aadmi Party is given, then it will become a never-ending story. Congress, being a responsible political party, will continue to expose their corruption, unquote. A year earlier, in July 2022, ex-Congress Delhi chief Anil Kumar virtually pronounced the Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia guilty in the Delhi liquor excise policy case. Kumar called upon Chief Minister Kejriwal to uphold truth and transparency by, quote, immediately sacking an excise minister has been directly responsible for arbitrary decisions to implement the liquor policy to favor the liquor mafia, unquote. A month earlier, on June 2022, Delhi Congress wrote to the then Delhi police chief urging him to conduct a, quote, investigation of multi-crore scam in the illegal distribution of liquor licenses to shell companies violating terms and conditions of the new excise policy 2021-2022 by Aam Aadmi Party-led government, unquote. This letter kicked off what is now a wide-ranging ED probe into the liquor scam, resulting in the arrest of AAP top brass, including Chief Minister Kejriwal. In fact, instead of Modi, Kejriwal should actually be blaming the Congress party. But despite that, viewers and friends, they're tying up the AAP and the Congress. Now, the Congress, in quest for electoral success in Haryana, clearly expects the voter, you, to forget the past and bless what many cynics are now calling, obviously, quote, budding alliance of corruption, unquote. But what's the big deal? You are entitled to ask. After all, hadn't the Congress contested the Lok Sabha polls in Delhi in alliance with the AAP? Also, there was a seat sharing for the Lok Sabha polls with the AAP in Haryana. This is true. But what is equally true is that in the Lok Sabha polls, the Congress took the lead in forging many opportunistic alliances, because it billed the Lok Sabha elections as the last opportunity to stop Prime Minister Modi returning with a majority so that he could be stopped from allegedly rewriting the constitution. So all paps were maaf. In a sense, all trespasses were forgiven. Quality of governance, corruption were mainly therefore side issues. In Haryana, these local issues are the main issues, which makes it even more incumbent upon us to question the Congress party's tie-up with what it considers is a tainted outfit like the AAP. How will this alleged, quote, coalition of corruption, unquote, guarantee effective and transparent governance? And why should we vote for it? So if the arrangement is so transparently opportunistic, why does the Congress need to tie up with the AAP in Haryana when it is already favoured to be the front runner? N number of polls that have been conducted, mood of the nation polls, this, that, the other, are showing the Congress perhaps pipping the BJP to the post in Haryana. The reason is because the Congress is still underconfident of defeating the BJP, which is faced with 10 years of anti-incumbency. According to senior Congress leaders who have spoken off the record, the AAP has pockets of influence in Haryana's urban areas, which are the traditional BJP strongholds. An alliance with the AAP will not only prevent a division of anti-incumbency votes, but will also dent the BJP's support base in urban areas. But the AAP will have to pull its weight. AAP's record in the Haryana parliamentary polls has been underwhelming. In 2024 Lok Sabha polls, it fought from Kurukshetra in a pact with the Congress. But candidate Sushil Gupta lost to BJP's Naveen Jindal by 29,021 votes. But while the macro data from the Lok Sabha 2024 polls doesn't look good for the AAP, when the vote share across the state is diced up, chopped up, and we analyze it in little batches, then the utility of the AAP for the Congress becomes apparent. An analysis of the assembly segment-wise results from the recently concluded 2024 Lok Sabha election shows that the Congress and the BJP were neck and neck, with the latter taking the lead in 44 of Haryana's 90 assembly constituencies and the Congress in 42. But add AAP to the equation and the India Alliance edges ahead in 46 seats, just touching the magic number. Winning at whatever cost for the Congress, it appears, is everything. Putting it another way, for power, the Congress is willing to gamble away propriety. But friends and viewers, can we afford to gamble away our belief in propriety? That's the fundamental question. I'll leave you to think that over. Thank you for watching.